What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. So this will probably be the last match that I upload from Nationals. This is King Cheng Ho versus Ivan Alverez. This is the Dragon Duel Finals, and they put Ivan on stream before, and I couldn't tell if he was Dragon Duel or what, but he looked really young, so I assumed he was Dragon Duels. This is the finals. So Ivan opens up with... well, he opens up with Chateau and Messenger Gelato. Then he sets two, MST and Bottomless. Kim tries to play Tenki, and that gets hit with MST. I mean, he could just summon Mikazuki and try and attack. Obviously, he knows that he has the what's it called? He has the MST for either Chateau or the back row, and I believe that's what he did. He attacked, and then he played Mystical Space Typhoon when Ivan didn't have a response. If I'm Kim, I feel fantastic. I think it's interesting that he's playing Mirror Force. A lot of people say that it's an outdated card, but really, I'm not sure that there's a way that Ivan can go off. Like, even if he had Angeli, you know, Angeli gets you Hoot Cake, but that doesn't, you get a Messenger Gelato, but you don't technically go off. And then it's like Kim has a Tenki. So if Kim, as far as I'm concerned, if Kim gets Tenki Yamato rolling, it's pretty much a wrap, because he's going to get another free Carnation, then he'll get a layer of protection, and it's like, okay, he can just dump Hair in the graveyard, and it really won't matter if you if you Queen Angeli, and not Queen Angeli, if you Queen Tiramisu my stuff back, I'll have two Carnations, so it really won't matter. Alright, so it looks like he's going to... he Tenkis for Yamato. I guess he has to think in the back of his head, you know, there is the chance of... there's definitely a chance of a potential torrential. So he's got Turtle in hand. I'd be okay if he just attacked and then maybe summon Turtle and try to exceed into Susanoo. I mean, I think that's a legit play. You hold the Yamato. Obviously, if anything happens, you still have Bujin Carnation to back you up. He does summon Yamato. It gets banished. And he's going to swing for 2,000. So, Ivan is taking some legit damage. I'm not sure that Kim's going to get value out of his Mirror Force. I don't think I like that card very much. Especially with hands being a thing. I just think D-Prison is better. You know, there's Abyss Lindy. It's really bad in the Mermail match. It's bad against Dragon Rulers. I'd rather just banish them because, you know, usually if they're on field, they activated that turn unless your opponent has, like, Skill Drain or something. So you can just, like, not have to worry about them. He summons Mageline for Angeli. And the problem with what he's doing here, Ivan is making the only play that he can make. So I'm not faulting Ivan. He's playing his hand. The problem I see... I'm fairly certain that Kim is going to summon Turtle. He'll probably attack, make Susanoo, and search, I don't know, either a Harumi or a Yamato. Like, I just don't see, his play getting him very far. And then it becomes, again, even if you have Queen Tiramisu, the trump card of Madolche, it's like, it's not going to do much. Like, he already has the Carnation to play around it. It looks like he may have top decked a Harume. And you see that he normal summons Turtle. And he immediately goes... I mean, if he goes into something other than Susanoo, I will legitimately be shocked. Susanoo is the card that Bujins use like 90% of the time. I never seen a deck that has so many good Xyz and uses one of them so often. So you see he goes into Susanoo, detaching Turtle. And I think I think Crane, well, the fact that he got Harumi, I would probably get Crane or Yamato. Those would be the only two options I would consider. Usually I like getting, if it's my turn, I usually like getting Crane because I feel like I can't do anything with the Yamato. I mean, it's nice to have it, but I technically can't do anything. So he ends up taking Crane. And right now, he's playing solid. This is how you play Bujins. You make Susanoo every possible time that you can. At first, for a long time, I thought it was stupid that you could only control one of any of the Beast Warrior Bujin mod. Now I understand. If you could have 2 Susanoo Woos on board, it would have been retarded because I probably would never make any other Exceed ever. Like, I would have gone into 2 Susanoo Woos so often. Susanoo Woos, that card is so freaking amazing. Oh, he is gonna crane him. Yeah, I believe he just used crane and damage calculation. I mean, he does a ton of damage. I didn't really see a point of it. I guess the way Kim looks at it is, I might as well go ahead and crane him now because if he can't, I've got Carnation to back me up no matter what fails. Or no matter what happens, no matter what transpires, I've got my clutch card in Carnation. So, you know, just get in for the damage, I guess. He might be thinking of the soul charge logic of, you know, I want my opponent only to be able to go for 2 cards potentially. And now he doesn't really have a graveyard, though. Like, all of his Madolche monsters went back to the deck, so not sure if soul charge is that relevant. So, anyways, he's still holding Harumi, and Kim is holding Harumi and Bujin Carnation. I just think that the crane was a little premature. I mean, you got the damage in. The crane was free. It was a free card anyway, I guess. But I just didn't really see a point of making the play. But, you know, it's fine. So, Ivan top decks a card. Okay, now he's going to shuffle, actually. Looks like he summoned Harume. I'm not quite sure why he's overextending so much. It just, if that is Harume, I mean, it appears to be Harume to me. Yeah, that's definitely Harume. To me, it seems like he's kind of overextending. And it looks like Ivan is going to set a monster and simply pass. Oh Lord, was that a Max C that he set? I'm not sure if Kim actually saw the card because it appeared that he set Max C and then it got flipped over. But I'm not sure if Kim actually saw that it was Max C. And now Ivan's looking at the top card of his deck. There obviously is a little bit of confusion. I think they're going to probably try and repair the game state. This is why I think it's silly for them to all be playing with the same sleeves and whatnot. So, okay, now for some reason he's looking at top 2. I mean, I'm sure he's just following the judge's instructions. They goes to the commentators for a bit. If I would say that if Ivan is setting cards, he's in a really bad position because that essentially is just saying, okay, I'm going to let you search with Susanoo Woo again, which you never want to do because if the Bujin player hasn't attacked, he'll probably go for Yamato. Okay, so you see he's going to go for Angeli. He has Trap Stun face down. He goes for Hoot in defense mode, probably bringing out Mess and Gelato for either Ticket or he can go for Ticket or Chateau. Looks like he goes Ticket. Okay, here's the problem with that. I understand that Hootcake is immune to being destroyed by battle. The problem is, and it's not that difficult for a Bujin player. Like, I play Bujin, it's not that difficult. All Kim has to do is detach for Quillen, summon Quillen, Quillen and Harume exceed into pretty much anything that can trigger, and then he can detach Harume from, well, let's go with something over 2300 attack. No, not Illuminescent Knights. I'm trying to think of something. You know what? I guess it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you can go for freaking Black Ship of Corn. I guess that technically works. Yeah, okay, so let's say he searches Quillen from his deck, right? He normal summons the Quillen, and he exceeds using Harume and Quillen in the Black Ship of Corn. He then can go Black Ship of Corn, blow up either monster, and then he can pop the other monster with Quillen, and then he can simply attack with Susanoo Woo for game. Okay, and Kim, for some reason, attacks... Wow, so Kim attacks Hootcake, obviously not knowing that it can't be destroyed in battle. So he clearly made a huge mistake there. Okay, so Susanoo Wu will kill the Messenger Gelato, which will trigger Ticket, which gets him the Mew Kitty. Now, that was a really, really, really big error that Kim just made. Again, as long as he runs Quillen, this is elementary. All he had to do was simply get Quillen from the deck and then exceed. And actually, he could have ended up blowing up Ticket too. Like, even if he didn't want to clear his board out and try and go for game, he could have just popped the Ticket, and then there would have been like no way for Ivan to recover. I mean, he's still in good shape. I just think that I think that he's messing up like for no reason. So play goes back to Ivan, who, to be honest, is kind of back in the game now. I mean, Kim does have the evac, but Ivan has trap stun, so yeah, there's that. He can obviously just shut that down. Did he play trap stun? If he played trap stun, that might be a little bit of a mistake, because I would probably chain evac device. Okay, he's not going to chain evac device. I guess he feels like if I'm going to get blown out of the water by Tiramisu Levier, I might as well keep my monsters. Or I might as well keep my evac. Like, you can't spin back everything. Get what I'm saying? So you see that Ivan is going for, he went for the Levier play. He has him on trap stun, so he can pretty much do whatever he wants, minus hand traps and Book of Moon. I would imagine he's going to go with Queen Tiramisu. Queen Tiramisu doesn't really stop Kim because he can't kill all the monsters. Like, he has Tenki for Yamato. Tenki makes Yamato 19, so even if he spun back Susanoo Wu plus Harumi, he can't get over the Yamato. Levier is only 18. He can attack, obviously, with Queen Tiramisu, and he would just use hair. So he can't kill the, what's it called? I mean, he can make Ragnar Zero, I guess. Ah, he makes Excite Knight. He makes Excite Knight and clears the board. And he opts to chain it again. So the board is cleared. Susanoo Wu lives. I think I would have kept Yamato instead of Susanoo Wu, honestly. Looks like he drew some sort of trap card. I can't tell if that's Phoenix Chain or what. Oh, it's Bottomless Trap. Oh, that's a good card. So he attacks. Exiton Knight passes. Probably going to see a Dark Hole here. Nope. He just sets Ice Hand. And see, the reason... Well, no. You know what? I made a mistake there. He shouldn't have used it on Yamato. Obviously, if he used it on Yamato, Exiton would have just attacked over it. But then he would have had Bujin Carnation. Yeah. Well, no. The Exiton was in defense mode. So, yeah, I guess he should have taken... he should have actually gotten Yamato. Because then each turn, Yamato just gets stronger and stronger. So, you see that Ivan attacked into... Or, excuse me, Kim attacked into face down Ice Hand. His Bottomless got blown up. Then he brings out Fire Hand in defense mode. With 8,000 life points, to be completely honest, I'm not sure if I don't just go ahead and attack that thing. Because at least then you have Ice Hand on board, and I'm not really scared of Ice Hand. Plus, then on my next turn, I know I can use Bujin Carnation. So, I mean, if you don't summon something, if you don't exceed with the Ice Hand, then I'll just attack it with my Bujin Carnation monsters, and I can just kill it without worrying about it. So I think I might just attack it. I'd rather attack it than, you know, let you get 101 or something like that. And absorb my Susanoo Wu. So he doesn't attack it, which means Ivan can just simply crash if he wants. I think that looking at this match, Kim could have won like 4 turns ago. I don't really know why he didn't go for the Quillen play. The Quillen play would have ended the game. He could have went for Quillen. He could have popped all of Ivan's monsters, and then he could have just did one direct shot with Susanoo Wu and just won. He could have made Black Ship of Corn, detaching Quillen. That would have killed either Hooters or whatever. And then he just would have he would have did 1,000 there. He could have attacked with Susanoo Wu. After popping the other monster with Quillen, he'd have won. His field would have been exactly the same, too. So, alright. Fire Hand crashes. That gets him an Ice Hand. He did summon Mess and Gelato, so Kim is actually going to take damage for the first time. Ivan is at 1500, so if he doesn't have legitimate traps, he basically shouldn't summon any other monsters in attack mode for like the rest of the game, because this is basically where Bujins want you to put something in attack mode just so that they can be like, Bujin Carnation, get Crane, win. You know what I mean? Like, your monster has to be so damn high for you not to lose to a Crane. Or an Honest. Yeah, let's throw Honest in there too. Not necessarily Senryu, but just either Honest or Crane. And the Max C isn't really going to do anything, because if you Max C me off the Bujin Carnation, I don't care. I'm gonna still make Susanoo Wu. If you leave something in attack mode, like if you do something dumb like that. Ivan is probably thinking about going into an XC here. He just needs to realize which one to go into. Whatever I might go into 101 like defense mode or something. Not sure that there is a great XC. Maybe Lavalval Chain and put like Angeli on top of your deck or something. So Kim has DD Crow, Dark Hole, Incarnation. I cannot see the field though. I can't see what Ivan did with his two monsters, if he exceed or if he didn't exceed. That's really important as far as knowing, you know, what Kim should do. And for some reason they're not going to a top-down angle in which you'd actually be able to see the field. So, I mean, I guess I'll decipher Kim's play once I actually can see the field. As of the last thing I knew is he had Mess and Gelato and Ice Hand both in attack mode. And then I didn't see what he did after that. So Ivan has Dark Hole and Max C. Max C will give him value, obviously. Dark Hole, not so much, because Ivan can just get hair back. And hair is basically a 1-for-1. I believe that that's my stroke. And you see an immediate Max C. Now this does change things a little bit, just because with my stroke, you can't. It's a lot more difficult to kill. And Kim will have some thinking to do here. I mean, to me, it seems like you probably go Yamato plus hair. Give your opponent the +1. And Xen for Susanoo Wu. Nope, he went Yamato plus Mikazuki. You know what? That's legit. Actually, I stand corrected. I didn't realize he had the Mika banish. I actually think that that's the better play. I think you can just simply pass turn. You can mill or you can dump a. He drew a Blackhorn, which is really good for him. You can simply send a Carnation to your hand with Mika. You can probably send a Turtle to the graveyard. Okay, so he opts not to do Turtle. He opts to take Hair. That's fine. Either one. They're both good. And Kim gets the free Carnation. I mean, all he did was give Ivan a 1-for-1. So that's legit. And the thing is, Ivan, it's not like he's gonna really be using. I'm not sure he's gonna use what's it called effect anyway. I'm not sure he's gonna use My Stroke's effect anyway. Stream is bugging out. Ivan just drew Mind Control, but he doesn't have any other monsters to use it with, so that's no good. I mean, he could like Dark Hole, I guess, and he could use My Stroke's effect to survive it. But then Kim would probably just use the Hair to survive the Dark Hole as well. You see that he used Mind Control. Oh, yeah, Turtle in the graveyard. Nice. So he's going to use Turtle. That gets him a +1. Oh, yeah, he used Turtle for the early summon of Susanoo Wu. Yeah, okay. And those layers of protection are really just... I mean, they're doing the damn thing now. So now you see he used the Dark Hole. They both lose a resource. My Stroke uses its effect to live, and he uses Hair. And then he sets Blackhorn of Heaven. Did he top deck MST? Yeah, he top decked MST. This game's over because all he has to do is Carnation, Susanoo Wu, summon something else, and that's GG basically. Yeah. He top decked. Man, these MST top decks in this tournament have been freaking unreal. Now, Ivan should probably know that he's getting gamed here. I mean, Kim will go into Susanoo Wu. He will detach air. He'll get another Yamato. Then he'll summon that. And then he'll beat. You know what I mean? It's GG. And that's what he did. He went for Susanoo Wu. He detached air. He'll probably take Yamato. And then he'll just summon Yamato. He has too much protection on field. But it doesn't matter because Ivan's not going to live this turn anyway. And, yep, I believe that Ivan scoops it up. Let's go to game 2. Skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, let's get rid of that shuffling nonsense. So that was a pretty good game. I think that generally, if you take first against Bujins and your deck isn't explosive, and you don't have a way of stopping Yamato, I think you're in a very bad spot. I feel like Bujins is one of those decks going second. I don't think that they're phased by going second at all. You just give them a better chance of opening Yamato. They've got 3 Tenkies, 3 Yamatos, sometimes 3 Dualies / upstarts to get to those Tenkies / Yamatos. So it looks like Kim's going second once again. And I believe I saw a Book of Moon and a Tenki and a Hare in his hand. Now Ivan's hand looks damn good. He's got Angeli. He has Ticket. He has MST. He has pretty much the ideal hand. Kim does have Max C, and he immediately burns it. So Kim actually with a really good counter. He gets his 1-for-1. And he's going +1 now because Hootcake summons Messengelato, and it looks like Ivan's going to go +1 as well. He's going to set up Messengelato, or he's going to set up Ticket plus Chateau. Kim has Kaiser Coliseum, Soul Charge, Book of Moon, Carnation, and Hare. I like Kaiser Coliseum, but the one monster he has to use it with is not so great. Now, he obviously plays both of his Madolche cards, sets one, then passes it back. Now, the good thing is Kim has a ton of cards to work with. His Carnation is temporarily dead. So, we'll see what he's going to do here. What he might just do is, he might try and swing into, nope, he's going to book. He's going to book the what's it called? He's going to actually book the Messengelato. It's going to die. Okay, it's going to trigger Ticket. Not super sure about that. He's going to MST. Okay, he MSTs the Ticket. That's smart. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he MSTs the Ticket. So that it obviously can't trigger. It didn't appear that Ivan had any response to the attack declaration, so. Now, I mean, he can go for Kaiser Coliseum to really just stop Ivan from setting up anything. I just thought maybe defensively it would have been a little nice to have the Book of Moon. Maybe I would have tried to wait for my opponent to attack and then maybe use the MST, but I guess you run the risk of your card getting MST'd as well. So, alright, let's see what Kim is going to do here. He has Chateau and another Hoot in hand. Having 2 Chateaus is not really good for him right now. Simply because he can't do much with it. Now, I guess the one thing that Ivan can do is Ivan can just put Hootcake in attack mode and attack, and that way he won't have to worry about Kaiser Coliseum. That's why I think that Kim shouldn't have used the I don't think he should have even went for attack mode. I think that what he should have did was I think he should have played Kaiser Coliseum. I think he should have set MST and then set Book of Moon, and then Ivan wouldn't have been able to do anything with Hootcake. He wouldn't have been able to exceed. He wouldn't have been able to summon any more monsters. And what he probably would have ended up doing is attacking, and then that's when you flip over MST. And granted, your opponent gets ticket, but I mean, if they can't summon anything else, then what are they doing? Like you would have had Hoop Cake plus you'd have had Hoop Cake and Messenger Gelato in attack mode, but you can't extend your board. So it's like, what are you doing? Okay, never mind. He has the blind MST, or no, not blind MST. Sorry, he has the MST for Kaiser Coliseum. So I guess really didn't matter. Kim had 2 MSTs. Wow. Almost wonder why he didn't consider MSTing the face down. And unfortunately, it looks like he's going to lose some of his cards to potentially an Ice Hand crash on his what's it called, on his hair. So I imagine he's going to probably chain the MST because he doesn't want to lose it. Okay, so he doesn't chain anything. He ended up losing Soul Charge, which wasn't really that good anyway. It's not like he had any monsters he could use it with. Even if you could Soul Charge, you could only Soul Charge for 1, which would probably be the hair once Fire Hand attacks it. So it's not like that big of a deal. Okay, so when Hoop Cake attacks, he then plays the MST on Chateau, the first one, the other Chateau being in Ivan's hand. And Hoop Cake will obviously die, but Ticket will give it. Ticket will basically just replace it. Oh, okay, my mistake. Hoop Cake won't die. Hoop Cake won't die because it can't be destroyed by battle. That's my mistake. That is totally my mistake. Yep, totally forgot about that one too. So he gets Ice Hand, and basically it's clobbering time. I guess it means that he probably should have MST'd the Ticket then, not the Chateau. Okay, so this duel seems to be a polar opposite of what happened last duel. It seems that Ivan has full control over the game. Kim has a Bujin Carnation, but he can't actually use it. And now you're seeing Ivan is going to activate Hoop Cake's effect. Presumably so that he can, you know, get freaking Hoop Cake off the board and exceed some better cards. He looks like he sided in Light Mirror. Got those D prisons in there. Still have not seen anybody in this tournament defer. I haven't seen anyone go second in this tournament yet. I actually prefer going second. Maybe the one exception would be Infernity. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go second against everything else. He goes into Levier. Obviously, Kim has no cards on field, so he can't respond. Brings back a Fire Hand that he removed with Madolche Hoop Cake. Then he's going to send everything back when he activates his Chateau, all of his monsters. And usually, sometimes Bujins can bail themselves out of situations like this by going for huge damage plays with Susanoo and Crane, but I don't know, man. He would have had to have something in his graveyard. Like, if Bujin Carnation was live, I'd be like, yeah, there's a way he could possibly OTK him, even at 7,400, because he left Ice Hand in attack mode. If he doesn't exceed, that is. You know, maybe he rips, like, Honest plus, like, Crane, and, you know, maybe has, like, a way to get the Cowboy or something. But outside of that, it's no good. I can't see what he drew, but looks like he's leaving both Fire and Ice Hand on field. He's not going to exceed with them. Not sure if there is anything good to exceed for. I mean, I guess possibly, I guess they're like possibly for a hair. I mean, for Rhapsody of Berserk to get rid of hair. Looks like Kim just tinkied for. Looks like he just tinkied for Yamato. He can, which means he technically can go Susanoo, but then he'd have to give up his hair. So, and Ivan has tons of cards, and I think that's what he's gonna do. He summons both of them, and I might even think about exit. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that too. I might even think about Exiton knighting. Now, Fire Hand will trigger, and you'll lose your Exiton knight, but at least you get rid of the ticket. You get rid of the Levier. Get rid of the Ice Hand as well. And doesn't look like he's going to summon. Okay. Yeah, it looks like he wasn't going to summon from Fire Hand. It looks like he didn't activate the effect. Now, it looks like he summoned... I guess they're going back to Fire Hand. I just want to hear what they're saying.
It has 2 cards to its effect. The special summon part is not mandatory. There.
Yeah, I was kind of not sure how Fire Hand didn't blow up Exiton Knight. Okay, so it did blow up Exiton Knight. I was like, wait, what? Why did it not blow up the... Even if you don't have any more in your deck, you can still blow up the Exiton Knight. And I think that Ivan might have thought that if he didn't have any more Ice Hands in his deck, that he couldn't blow up the what's it called, the E-Knight, but he'd be mistaken on that point. So it looks like we saw him summon Mew Kitty, and then that special summon Hoot Cake, and then he used Hoot Cake's ability to banish Fire Hand, and then to summon Messenger Gelato. So Messenger Gelato will get him either Chateau or Ticket, whichever one he wants. And then he'll be able to get Levier and Ixie again. Wow, who's the judge with a nice ass? Why can't she be the main judge? Look at all these fat dudes here. Anyways, let's focus on the match unless they show the judge with the nice ass again. Alright, he's going to exceed probably for invoke. Okay, something different. He goes for Engineer. Looks like he's just going to attack. I thought maybe he was going to go for Invoker. Maybe get that last Messenger Gelato or something. Get another Messenger Gelato, go into a rank 4. Instead, he goes for Engineer, which is a decent play. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just okay. I say that because Bujin Carnation is a thing, and you just always have to worry about Bujin Carnation when you're playing against the deck, man. It's such a, I hate to say it, but it's such a sacky card. And the thing is, usually, it just completely changes everything. Like, Bujin Carnation is just, I never really thought, when I first read it, I was like, oh, that's cool. It's kind of like a double Monster Reborn type deal. But when you actually play with it, with Carnation, it is so goddamn strong. Seriously. The way it just sets up plays, and then it makes a Sono Wu. He uses a Fat Veiler. Which means I'll probably attack Engineer. Okay, so yep, he uses Engineer's ability. Having the Effect Veiler helped. Another Messenger Gelato comes down. Kim's pretty much going to have an answer here or lose. If he flips over a Trap Trick Nightmare, that's hilarious. Because you see that he wants to activate that card. Maybe it's a breakthrough skill. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. He gets his effect off. It was a Mystical Space Typhoon, it appears. Yep, unfortunately, that Effect Veiler definitely did its job. Kind of surprised he kept Effect Veiler in against Bujins. Is really not that good. Under the current TCG rules, you cannot Effect Veiler Yamato, so there's that. And then as soon as they get Turtle in the graveyard, it becomes like basically a dead card. So I believe that Kim's looking at his graveyard. Ivan obviously has Queen Tiramisu. She's on the field like, look how many fucks I give. 0. And I would say, I don't know, I mean, Kim's outs are pretty much another Carnation. Another Carnation will get him there. Believe me, it's happened before where that Bujin player asked Jeff Jones at that ARG event, that 20K, where you just have that one out and it's like, oh, I've got Carnation. And it pretty much just gets you there. So I guess Kim is shuffling his deck. Okay, he's shuffling his deck because Yamato got put back into the deck. Fair enough. Or no, I'm sorry. Mystical Space Typhoon got put back into the deck. Susanoo, well, yeah, whatever material was on Susanoo got put back into the deck also. Yeah, it was Yamato. Okay, yeah. Because it was Yamato in here that he carnated. Hair went to the graveyard. Yamato went back into the deck. Mystical Space Typhoon went back into the deck. And so did, well, Susanoo went into the extra deck. And it looks like he just scooped it up. Okay, fair enough. Alright, going to game 3. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it looks like Kim opened up with Yamato. Bujin player always wants to do that. Whoa, he's got Vanity, Emptiness, Solemn Warning. That is a pretty strong opening hand. And I believe he just discarded the... I believe he dumped Turtle to add Mikazuki. He doesn't have any... he doesn't have any way of stopping... he doesn't have any way of stopping a Dark Hole or anything, but that's only one card. So I would imagine he'll summon Mikazuki, test the waters. Nope, he summons Hair. Swings into the back row. It's Ice Hand. Okay. Vanity, Emptiness. I'm not sure why Kim... I thought he had Solemn Warning set. I'm not sure why he didn't Solemn Warning the effect of yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't Solemn Warning so that he could have kept his Vanity's Emptiness. To me, Vanity's Emptiness kind of seemed like a win condition there. I think that Kim made a seriously questionable play there. Furthermore, I'm not even sure why he didn't just normal summon... I'm not even sure why he didn't normal summon Mikazuki and try and get a free Carnation. Because if you summon Hair, this is pretty much forcing you to exceed. This makes no sense at all. I mean, Kim basically started out with one of the best hands imaginable, and he is kind of finding a way to fuck it up. I hate saying that, but it's like, what are you doing? You started out with... The deck basically gave you one of the most optimal hands you could possibly ask for, and you're finding a way to mess it up. Number 1, attacking a face down monster when you don't have to. Number 2, summoning Hair for no reason at all. Number 3, not using Solemn Warning on the Ice Hand when you attacked it, because I look at Vanity's Emptiness, I'm like, that can just be a win condition against Madolche's. If you don't have Trap Stun or MST, you're probably just going to lose. The Bujin player just can sit on Yamato and just win until you either get an Ice Hand or something. I don't know, but we're gonna see if Kim can pull this one out despite making some seriously questionable plays in the early game. So Ivan is going to... Well, Ivan drew a Book of Moon, which is dead because he already has Turtle to negate it. Not sure if Ivan just passed turn or what. Okay, so there was obviously some sort of exchange there. Oh, he summoned Mageline, and that got hit with Solemn Warning. So Kim had probably the 2 best traps he could ask for, and they're both gone. If I was Ivan, well... I mean, technically, I guess he can kill a monster if he crashes with Fire Hand, but then he's stuck with an Ice Hand, and that's no good. He's passing turn. I believe Kim just drew Soul Charge. I would immediately exceed for Susanoo. I wouldn't even think about it. I think I have more cards than my opponent. If I don't, I'd go Exciton Knight. That wouldn't even be a question. I don't care about your Fire Hand. That thing doesn't scare me. In fact, if you use Solemn Warning on me, that's probably good for me. Although, never mind, Ivan has Blackhorn of Heaven, which he'll probably burn right here. Let's see if he did that. Okay, Blackhorn just disappeared from his cards on table. So he used Blackhorn, and Kim probably tried to go for Susanoo. And yeah, I believe that Soul Charge is probably the right play there. I'd probably go ham. I'd probably go like 4 deep. Maybe 3 deep. Alright, so Soul Charge is played. Now, keep in mind that the activation of Soul Charge was actually negated, so Kim can still attack. he can still totally attack. I believe he summoned Mikazuki. And I think he's going to banish to summon Harume. And he might again try and go in for Susanoo. It is the go-to card for Bujins. You see that he's Xing. Oh, nope. This time he goes for Kagasuchi. It's not bad. It gets rid of the Fire Hand without having to use hair. So if it resolves, you will go +1. But you look at the card advantage and how many cards were spent just in this turn alone for both players. It seems to be a lot, especially for Kim. I mean, he basically burnt everything. I mean, this is a fine play. I just think I wouldn't want Bujin. I wouldn't want everything to come down to Kagasuchi. Like personally, I think that I would have went for. I personally think that I would have went for Susanoo because I already had 2 layers of protection. I could kill Fire Hand by using my hair effect. So what am I really concerned about? You know, like at least with Susanoo, I can get a Yamato this turn just in case my monster dies somehow. I still get a Yamato. And then during my next turn, I could get a Crane or I could get another Harume. So I feel like you should have went for Susanoo. Kagasuchi is generally... The only times you make Kagasuchi are when you know that you absolutely have to grind. Like in the mirror match, don't get me wrong, Kagasuchi is godlike in the mirror match. It's better than Susanoo in the mirror. But outside of that, like you really have to grind hard for Kagasuchi to be really good. The problem with Madolche's is Tiramisu does not allow you to grind hard because it doesn't target. So like that's when I'm playing Madolche, I'm always thinking about one card, Tiramisu, because that's the only card that I care about against that deck. Everything else I'm like, I don't care about because you can't do anything. I felt like if you would have got Susanoo, you still would have had basically the same field presence, but Susanoo, the payoff is higher because you keep adding, you add 2 cards to your hand if it lives. With Kagasuchi, once it mills, that's it. So it looks like he attacked the Fire Hand and activated the effect of Kagasuchi. Now it looks like Ivan obviously is going to go Hoop Cake, Messenger Gelato, even though he has the same exact cards in hand. And see, this is why Susanoo is better, because with Susanoo right now, not only would you have had a Yamato, but you could still dump Quillin and then potentially do something else. Or you could just say, forget Quillin, I'm just going to Xyz, I'm going to get Harume and I'm going to Xyz into something else. As long as you just use Bujin monsters, you don't really have to worry about using you don't have to worry about using your you don't have to worry about, what am I trying to say here? As long as you have oh lord, I've completely lost my train of thought. Let's just forget about that. Anyways, Kagasuchi attacks. I can't identify that monster that he's searching with Ticket. The Messenger Gelato went to his hand. It's Mageline. Okay, I believe it's Mageline that he just searched. And Kim, he doesn't really seem to have a lot of back row removal either. Oh, okay. He drew Kaiser Coliseum. Now that changes things completely. I would say that changes the game completely because he was getting outplussed by Ivan. There's no 2 ways about that. Ivan was outplussing him because of Ticket. Now, Kim basically can slow the entire game down, and then he can basically say, I'm just going to stack my advantage now. I'm going to actually allow myself to have defensive cards, and you can't make any fields. It doesn't matter if your monsters all float. Like, what does it matter if you've got 10 monsters in hand if you can only summon 1? You know what I mean? So that Kaiser Coliseum might completely save Kim. Despite the fact that I don't think he's played this game that well at all, I think that Kaiser Coliseum is probably going to win him the game. He activates Duality, a beautiful top deck. MST, Lance, and I couldn't see the last card. I would say that Fiendish, or yeah, I believe it's MST, Fiendish Chain, or something else. Fiendish Chain looks very good in that situation. Mainly because the fact that he's got that turtle in the graveyard is just freaking priceless. I mean, he has so much protection for that freaking Kagasuchi, and if you get a or if you get a Fiendish Chain, I mean, I'm not sure what your opponent can really do. Unless they have, like, Ice Hand. They can go Ice Hand Crash in the Kaiser. But then you'd be able to potentially just say, nope, Fiendish Chain. But just in general, Kagasuchi looks like... Kagasuchi plus Kaiser Coliseum is completely different than just having Kagasuchi on board. It's way different. Okay, so he set a card face down. I believe he took Fiendish Chain. And Ivan goes for Angeli. He decides to Fiendish Chain it. To me, that seemed a little premature, but okay. Mainly because she can still activate her effect. And then it looks like he brings out Hoop Cake in defense mode. Again, Kim making very questionable plays. I don't even... I mean, I understand that there's pressure. He might be just cracking under pressure. But most players know that... Hoop Cake... I mean, excuse me. That Angeli can tribute herself. So when you use a Fiendish Chain on Angeli, whatever you've done, you know, all she's going to do is tribute, and she's still going to get her effect. And that's exactly what happened. Kim got a great defensive card that could help him out, and he pretty much just wasted it. You see him getting a Yamato from the Tinky that he top decked. Now, I don't expect him to summon it because I think he wants to keep his opponent locked down under... I believe he wants to keep his opponent locked down under Kaiser Coliseum, knowing that Ivan can't really make a field. And you just look at Ivan, he's got all those monsters in hand, and with Kaiser Coliseum, he can't do anything. Even with the Ice Hand, which, again, he should have saved the Fiendish Chain for, but he can't really do anything. Now, keep in mind that Hoop Cake will get sent back to the deck during the end phase, which will give Kim a direct shot to his life points and potentially game. So it does get sent back. He adds another card to his hand, another Madolche that he can't even use, and he ends with an open field. Now if I was Kim, I go for game. I don't see any reason why not to. I mean, am I willing to risk it all? I don't know what he drew. They're just using the worst camera angles imaginable. I believe he summoned Yamato and attacked, and Ivan activated Book of Moon, which isn't going to do anything because Kim has a turtle in the graveyard. And that's exactly what happened. Now, Kim, there's no way he can possibly screw this up. I believe that you obviously use the turtle, and you attempt to attack for game. If for some reason he doesn't use the turtle, I will just question why he's even playing Bujins. Because at that point, it's like, why do you even have turtle in the graveyard if you're not going to use it? I mean, it's a +1 in this situation. He may be thinking, or there may be some question as to when he's going to use the Book of Moon, if it's on the summon or if it's in battle phase. Personally, I don't think that changes anything. Okay, he does not activate the turtle in his graveyard to win. He decides he'd rather not win. Awesome. Kim decides, I'd rather not win. I'd rather give you an extra turn. I understand he doesn't know what the back row is, but does it really matter? Because if Yamato, for some reason, if Yamato gets the attack through, you win. If it doesn't get the attack through, you can just dump another turtle anyway. Okay, I really don't know what Kim is doing, but okay. I guess he's thinking, I've got to keep this this Kagasuchi protected. But once again, if your opponent makes tiramisu, your turtle won't matter anyway. So I don't understand. Like, turtle's not really that great against Madolche. It's really, really good against other decks, but it's not that good against Madolche, which is why you generally want to make sure that you can get value out of your turtle. Now again, he can only summon 2 monsters though. So like they both have to be level 4. But then again, there's always, you know, Soul Charge and other janky stuff like that. So, you know, there's some Madolche builds play instant fusion. You know, so it's food for thought, I'm just saying. Personally, if it was me, I just would have activated Turtle and I just would have tried to win last turn. Okay, so Ivan is adding a Angeli to his hand. I'm not even sure what for, but I don't know what it changes. He has like 10 monsters in his hand, and he doesn't need any more Madolche monsters. He has way too many in his hand to begin with. It's not like you can summon all of them. Like literally, I think he has every Madolche monster in the deck that he plays is already in his hand. I mean, he's got Messengerado, Hoot Cake, Mageline, and Kitty. They're all in his hand. He's going to exceed into a level 3. I think he might just go Engineer in defense mode. I believe it's Levier. Levier for Angeli, which is fine. Nope, he brings out Hoot Cake, which is fine, because he keeps putting them in defense mode because obviously he doesn't want to get attacked by Kagasuchi. But the problem is, how are you going to get rid of your opponent's monsters then? He's got a trap stun. That hypothetically seems to be good. The problem is, it doesn't stop Kaiser Coliseum. And I'm not sure actually, after watching this full match, if Kim even plays Quellen, because the fact that we've gone this long and he hasn't dumped it, I don't know. Doesn't matter though. Kim decides to go for Cowboy, and that's GG. Thank you guys for watching as always. Very good duel there. I think that Ivan, I'm going to be honest here, I think that Ivan played better. Like, I know he lost, but Kim made so many... Ooh, there's a nice ass judge. I know that Kim made so many questionable plays. I didn't think Ivan made any plays where it's just like, why do you do that? Ivan just... I mean, the Bujin player just had a better hand at both games. So let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching as always. Check out the Kickstarter. I guess that's it.